G'day, Shane Dowling here from kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now I just want to do a quick video on the real reasons New South Wales Deputy Premier John Barilaro has resigned. He's made a number of excuses, but the reality is he's resigned because he's under severe pressure for fraud, theft, abuse of power. He's had someone falsely charged by the police, which is a criminal offence in itself. He's got a dodgy defamation case, which he's going to have to ultimately withdraw. And he's looking like he'll have to give evidence at ICAC in a couple of weeks in relation to their investigation into the Premier, Gladys Berejiklian, or the resigned Premier. And there's also the alleged affairs. There's multiple alleged affairs, but before we get into that, let's give John the opportunity to say what he wants to say. So let's have a listen to his resignation speech at the media conference.
But it has taken a toll. It is tough on anybody in public life to continue in this role, especially under so much scrutiny, especially media scrutiny. And that's good. That's great for democracy. It's great for transparency. The very public defamation case that I have going at the moment, unbelievable, that I have to defend myself from vile and racist attacks in a social setting, in a social media setting by individuals. And a $1 trillion company like Google allow that sort of vile racial attack on any individual, regardless of public figure or not, to remain is something that I can't believe in 2021 still exists. As a young boy of migrant parents, I grew up, I understood what racism was, called many of those names. I didn't think in 2021 that'll continue, and that in itself, can I say, was very difficult this year. And to be able to defend myself and continue with that case, I prefer to do it privately, not in the public eye. And that's been a big reason for today's announcement, along with the opportunity that has now opened, that maybe now is the refresh. Like the defamation case itself drags in even some of my staff, who have been supporting me, and some of my political opponents have decided to even try and play in this space, and I don't wish on them what I'm enduring. So I make no quip about that, and I'm just careful what I do say, because it's a live defamation case.
Apart from yourself contributing to the cost of the Jordan Shanks case?
Can I just say, I'm here to talk about the people in New South Wales, and I'm exiting, and you ask a question about who's paying the bill. I can tell you I'm paying the bill. But even to ask that question today, I now realise why you've probably cemented why I'm leaving today. The defamation case definitely playing a big part of this. I don't know how many of you can endure what I've endured on online. I feel for young men and women, young boys and girls that get bullied on social media. I feel for them, because as someone that's been around the traps, a 49-year-old man that's played it rough and tough, I've got to tell you that it's made it very difficult for me, very, very difficult for me, when you get online and the abuse you cop, started by disgusting, vile, racist commentary.
Now, Jordan Shanks, who runs a YouTube channel, Friendly Geordies, has responded. So let's have a read of what he said in the statement that he's issued. Now, the statement that Jordan Shanks issued says, John Barilaro had the gall to use his final press conference to defame me as a racist, Jordan Shanks says. That in itself is a vile, offensive accusation about me that anyone following these issues can see straight through. He dodged, weaved, bristled when asked about the substantive and serious allegations our videos have exposed. This is a man who lists his achievements over the course of a decade in government as the destruction of Kosciuszko National Park. Well done, John. After a decade of proudly advancing his interests and blaming other people for his mistakes, what a fitting way to go out. He may be able to dodge questions at a press conference, but I doubt he'll be able to dodge them in a courtroom. Signed off, Bros. Now let's have a look at some of the reasons why John Barilaro would have resigned. Number one, he made a false complaint to the police in relation to Christo Lanka stalking him. We've all seen the videos. There's no way in the world that Christo Lanka was stalking him, nor was John Barilaro intimidated by Christo Lanka. So that's making a false complaint to the police. And the police are going to have to withdraw that charge. It's currently still before the court, but there's no way that can go forward. It'll be highly embarrassing for the police if it was. And they'd have no option but to charge John Barilaro for making a false complaint to the police. Number two, the defamation case that's currently before the courts, where John Barilaro is suing Friendly Geordies. Jordan Shanks, the owner of that YouTube channel. Now, when they sent the concerns notice, they raised allegations of numerous affairs. Jordan Shanks has done a video where he's rung John Barilaro and asked him whether he's had affairs or not, and John Barilaro has hung up. Now, that's part of the reason they sent the concerns notice saying, look, we're going to sue you for this, because that insinuated that he'd had affairs. But when it came to the actual lawsuit, when they instituted proceedings, that part dropped off. Now, my understanding is the reason it dropped off is because they were concerned some of the women that he allegedly had affairs with would give evidence. And that would have been highly embarrassing, one, and two, it would have lost him the lawsuit. And that's part of the reason why he's resigned. That rumour's been floating around for a number of weeks. I'll show you the exact part of the concerns notice that was sent to Friendly Geordies, where it says in relation to the alleged affairs and how he's been defamed. But when it comes to the lawsuit, that disappears, which seems to be admission that he has had multiple affairs, one allegedly with a high-profile former journalist. Now, number three, ICAC. In the recent weeks, John Barilaro has had a number of documents subpoenaed by ICAC in relation to their investigation into the former Premier, Gladys Berejiklian. And they'll be holding hearings from the 18th of October. I think it's set down for 10 days. And if they subpoena documents from John Barilaro, it's almost guaranteed they're going to be calling him as a witness. Now, which obviously is going to be highly embarrassing for John. And he might be exposed as being corrupt himself. You only have to Google his name. Google John Barilaro and $50,000 and you'll see a story, totally unrelated, in relation to allegations that there were concerns that John Barilaro was using $50,000 of public money to bribe someone. Then we've got pork barrelling. John Barilaro admits to pork barrelling. Pork barrelling is fraud and theft on a massive scale, where they steal money that should have been distributed evenly across the state, and they use it to buy votes in certain electorates. They either trying to win or think they can win, and they want to shore up the votes in that electorate. So that means poorer electorates that should have got their fair share miss out. So it's fraud and theft on a massive scale. They say it's not illegal. Well, maybe it's not illegal, but it's fraud and theft on a massive scale to buy votes. And John Barilaro openly admits being involved in that. So there's just some of the reason why John Barilaro has resigned. He uses resignation speech in front of the journalists to attack Friendly Geordies. Now, Friendly Geordies isn't the sole reason he's resigned. There's a whole heap of reasons there, which I've nominated a number of them, which have nothing to do with Friendly Geordies. Although it must be said that obviously Friendly Geordies has played a part, and they should be congratulated for the journalism they've done in relation to allegations of corruption by John Barilaro. But John's got a lot bigger problems and a lot more problems than just Friendly Geordies. Now, I've written a couple of articles on John Barilaro, so make sure you visit my site, Kangaroo Court of Australia, and just do a search in the search box and you'll be able to find the articles. They're only recent anyhow. And make sure you sign up for the free email notification, so every time I do a new post, you'll get an email notifying you that there's an article there to be read. Thank you for your time and have a good day.